Welcome back. Today, we're deconstructing the absolutely breathtaking, poetic climax of The Bridge Between Oceans. We're specifically diving into the chapter titled Voice from Behind the Last Wave. It's this incredible story that blends cosmic wonder with really deep human emotions. It maps out these profound metaphors of connection, communication, and literally the birth of entirely new worlds. So let's jump right into this masterpiece and unpack it all together. Now, imagine stepping through an open door and leaving absolutely everything familiar behind. Aki finds himself in a place that completely defies all of our usual categories. Not sky, not earth, not sea. It's just a boundless, endless void. But it isn't empty. This space is actually filled with countless glowing drops of water, each one slowly circling another. It's almost as if these tiny luminous drops are in some kind of cosmic classroom, slowly learning how to become a wave. It sets this incredibly ethereal, mesmerizing stage for the very first real contact between two entirely distinct realities.
Now, what's really interesting here is the reaction, or actually the total lack of a panicked reaction to this opening question. Standing right there amidst these glowing drops is a boy. He's maybe 10 years old, dressed in simple white clothing, and he's holding a transparent shell. He asks this simple, innocent question to Aki. "Hello, are we neighbors?" And what follows is just profound silence. But the text makes a real point to tell us that this silence isn't anxious or terrifying at all. It's simply surprised. It's this moment of pure, unadulterated wonder as this young inhabitant of a totally new world tries to figure out if Aki is, actually real.
Meeting of two worlds. Okay, let's dive into this comparison. We're witnessing a non-verbal dialogue between the ancient and the infant, and it operates on a scale that is literally world-shaking. Behind the boy, there's this quiet, barely distinguishable noise. It's a young ocean. It doesn't know how to speak with words or complex thoughts yet. It only makes these raw, elemental sounds, exactly like a newborn infant trying to form its very first word. Earth's ancient ocean hears this baby ocean and cautiously responds. But Earth's ocean doesn't use words either, right? It responds with a wave. It speaks in the ancient rhythm of the tides. When these two massive entities greet each other for the very first time, Aki feels the actual ground tremble beneath him. It isn't an earthquake, it's the sheer weight of two worlds saying hello without a single spoken word.
A bridge for understanding. While this immense, silent greeting is shaking the void, something equally miraculous is happening far, far away. Back in the great library, where all the stories of the old Earth are kept, Sora looks up at the sky and notices a new star connecting two constellations with a thin silver line. The first guardian sees this silver line too and asks the ocean what it means. And the ocean explains this absolutely crucial revelation. When two worlds learn of each other, a bridge is born between them. But when asked if they can now travel back and forth, the ocean says no. This cosmic bridge is completely metaphysical. It's not for travel. It exists purely for understanding. It's an ethereal link built entirely on empathy.
Birth of a shared legend. Let's move back to the void, back to Aki and the boy, to see how this builds into the most emotional and transformative exchange of the entire saga. The young boy, standing there in the void, raises his transparent shell. He looks at Aki and admits this incredibly vulnerable truth. We have no legends. We are just starting to learn to tell stories. It's such a beautiful admission of his world's raw youth and innocence. They've got a blank slate, sure, but they completely lack the history that binds a people together. So, Aki looks down in his own old shell, a shell that holds the ancient sound of the very first sea. And he makes a profound choice. He extends it to the boy, offering it as a gift. When the boy protests, saying, "But this is your history," Aki simply shakes his head and tells him, "No, now it will be yours." And then the ancient shell and the transparent shell finally touch. Aki is physically giving away his world's history so that it can become the foundation for this young world's history too. It's a real game changer. The exact moment those two shells touch, a quiet wave passes simultaneously through both worlds. Now, the text is very explicit here. This wave wasn't magical and it certainly wasn't destructive. It was simply a profound, resonant feeling. It brought an undeniable sensation to everyone it touched. The sudden awareness that somewhere, very far away, there is someone else who is also looking out at the sea. It's just the pure feeling of shared existence.
And this brilliantly illustrates the impact. On that very evening, the inhabitants of both of these entirely separate worlds did exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. They walked to the shore. They didn't know why they were doing it. They just possessed this overwhelming, shared feeling that, on this specific night, they needed to look out at the horizon. It's a stunning realization of two disconnected worlds acting as one heartbeat.
The creator's departure. Now, amidst all this massive cosmic connection, sitting right on the border between the two worlds is a little girl, and she goes completely unnoticed by everyone else. This is the very same girl who once spoke of breaking things down to build another. Her role as the architect, the creator of this connection, is finally complete. She smiles, stands up, and slowly begins to dissolve into the morning light. But right before she fades away entirely, she quietly whispers this beautiful final thought. Now they can tell stories to each other without our help. She leaves them with the absolute greatest gift a creator can give: total independence and the tools to connect on their own.
We are now reaching the absolute climax of the chapter. Picture the final frame of this scene. Two separate oceans, two incredibly different worlds, and the very first waves of both oceans simultaneously rushing in and touching their respective shores at the exact same moment. And in the space between them, what is born isn't a physical portal. It's not a road you can walk on. What connects them is trust.
So the crucial point is that from this profound trust, something entirely new is created. It's the birth of the very first shared legend between these two connected worlds. And the text reveals exactly how this magnificent new legend begins. Once upon a time, two seas hurt each other. It perfectly encapsulates the empathy we've spent this entire explainer unraveling. It beautifully mirrors our own fundamental human need to reach out, to share our stories, and to know, for sure, that we are heard.
What is a wave? But, the story doesn't just neatly wrap up right there. Just as we feel a sense of closure, the narrative shifts its scale dramatically outward. It zooms far, far away from these newly connected worlds and deep into the endless, silent darkness of the cosmos. Somewhere out there, floating in the boundless dark, a completely new entity is slowly opening its eyes. This is a being that has never seen an ocean, never felt a tide, and has existed entirely separately from everything we just witnessed. Just try to feel the massive cosmic weight of that isolation finally breaking as this entity opens its eyes.
It looks out into the universe, feels a distant echo, and for the very first time in its entire existence, asks itself a single question: what is a wave? Talk about leaving us hanging, right? Thank you so much for exploring this incredible chapter with me today. Keep looking at the horizon, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.